Wife wants to give me a hall pass. Burner account for reasons. So my wife, 35F, and I, 37 meters, didn't have the best of years so far, and our sex life has suffered immensely. She is dealing with depression and a pending parent's death. I try to support her the best I can and don't want to pressure her into sex. However, it has been 4 to 5 months since we last had sex and she doesn't respond to physical touch the way she used. I, on the other hand, still have a healthy libido and am suffering quite a lot. Yesterday I told her how I was feeling and she responded that right now she simply doesn't have the emotional capacity to have sex. She validated my need for sex but says she is simply unable to give it to me for the foreseeable future. She understands that I'm suffering from the lack of physical affection as much as I understand that sex simply isn't one of her priorities right now. When I asked her if she at least would be willing to work on improving our sex life again, she repeated that right now sex is at the very bottom of her list. In the end, she suggested that I should look for someone else to fulfill my sexual needs. This kinda shocked me, as I'm not looking for a random hookup but for intimacy with the person I love, which I also told her. She seemed to understand my concerns but told me again that sex simply isn't something she is able to give me right now. So yeah, I simply don't know what to do now. As much as a hall pass might seem appealing to many men, I much more fear that it will destroy our relationship. On the other hand, as stupid as it might sound, I'm really suffering from the lack of physical affection, as our sex life used to be quite fulfilling. Any advice is appreciated. TLDR. Wife and I had a difficult year. We stopped having sex. Wife offered me a hall pass, which I'm pretty sure is a bad idea. What about not sexual intimacy? Is it just the idea of sex that she can't get into, but is fine with other physical contact? Sex is not the only way to be physically intimate. I would explore other ways to be close to each other. I suspect in later times, when her head is clearer, and she has less to be stressed over, she might be very resentful if you take her up on the offer. I also think you are vulnerable at this stage to falling for your sexual partner. Sounds like too many things on her mind. The hall pass is to take your sex pressure off her. I would suggest you find ways to reduce her stress. Make sure you do more than your fair share of housework. Take her out someplace fun or relaxing, at least for a few hours, to change her focus. I would suggest you stick to hugs and kisses, and stop the sex stress she may be feeling. Might have to toss yourself for a while till you get to the other side. You are right that it would destroy your relationship. You seem to be talking about two things here: intimacy, affection, and sexual activity, gratification. For many of us guys, we tend to associate those things into one thing in our mind. So it becomes, I want affection, let's have sex. Or, I want to express love and feel loved, let's have sex. Or even, I feel like we're growing distant, let's sex. This can be counterproductive if your partner isn't in a headspace to have sex, because insisting it's sexual means you just took a bunch of other activities off the table that could have still given you the other things, like intimacy and bonding. I would try to focus on the non-sex side for now. Absolutely not. It will breed jealousy and resentment and hatred and end your marriage. You can wait. Plenty of people do. She's not avoiding the problem. She recognizes it. As long as progress is made, don't give up. Don't. It changes everything. You technically didn't cheat, but you did go out and have sex with someone else while your wife was suffering. If you want to stay with your wife, use your hands, toys, and porn to relieve your sexual needs, and cuddle and hug her to satisfy your emotional needs. It's just a rough patch. Stick it out. It's not ad if there's no reason. She's depressed and she needs to see a parent slowly dying. It's not as if she just woke up and said, "I'm not having sex anymore and that's that." No reason. Just not in the mood. She has reason. Meaning, probably when those reasons are gone the sex will come back. But you can go back on fucking someone during your wife's time of need. Good luck. Don't do it, man. Just don't. Sex can wait. Really. She needs you now. As far I can tell. You seem to have a good heart, which is why you feel conflicted about it, because deep down, you know that you shouldn't, since most men would have taken that opportunity. This is the sickness part of those in sickness and in health vows. Mental struggles are rough, but thankfully you seem to realize that. I agree with the poster who suggested working on increasing your non-sexual intimacy right now. She might be more on board with that, especially if she knows that the pressure of sex is off. Please don't do it. Your wife is at a major low and needs your support. She may say that, but I promise she doesn't mean it. Put yourself in her shoes for a minute. Look at how bad she's feeling. Then imagine your partner skipping away to screw some random stranger. Put your sex life on pause. Make some you time to take care of urges yourself. And help your wife get better by being there and comforting. Not going to the open arms, legs, of someone else. You wouldn't be conflicted if you didn't know it is wrong. Try flipping the scenario. If you're not in a headspace to have sex, would you be willing to let your wife have a sexual relationship with someone? I think it will ruin things for you and your wife. The best you can do is be with her and support her. Make her feel loved even during these times. Surprise her at home with a romantic dinner or something. Take her out for a movie. Treat her to a spa day where she can relax. Do the chores for her. etc. I believe times like these makes the relationship break or stronger depending on how the couple go through it. I believe you know the right thing to do. Don't do it. Or if you do, then prepare for divorce, because you'll always be the husband who did the dirty on her at a time when she needed your unwavering support. Use your hand and look at non-sexual ways to make your wife feel loved and ease some of the many burdens she's carrying right now. Suck it up, buttercup. You can go without for a year. If you can't get yourself a pocket $Y or grow a strong arm. The fact either of you even considered it bad ASF emo. She's saying it 'cause she's sad and thinks you don't want her. Go and comfort her. Suck it up. You used your right hand for 19 long years. You can do it for another 6 months. Edit. Fat thumbs. She is not in the right frame of mind to make this suggestion. Don't act on it. Tell her you won't to reassure her. Your wife is dealing with a lot right now and needs her partner, the one she married, to be there, sickness and health. She may not be able to give you sex right now, but think of the times she did and will. Do not take this hall pass. Her mental health isn't where it needs to be. This will not satisfy you. This will destroy your marriage. Masturbate. No hate. So yeah, I simply don't know what to do now. Obviously you don't sleep with anyone else or even pursue it. That offer of a hall pass is a depressed person's way of emotionally cutting themselves. My advice is to set a vision in your mind of what your marriage needs to become and work to recruit your wife into that vision. Support her mental health. Support her journey as a grieving daughter about to lose her parent. Do not accept the current non-partner situation as it stands. We do not owe each other sex. We owe each other dedication, intentionality, and effort. It is never acceptable for us to say, "No, you aren't a priority and you are at the bottom of my list," and we are accountable even in the throes of depression and loss. This is a situation of a teammate quitting and laying down on the field. And you are going to pick the teammate up and keep moving in the proper direction. My first wife got very sick the last couple of years of her life. We had no sexual relationship during this time. She would break down in tears saying she wished she could fulfill that. I would remind her that what is important is her health. Some things are more important than sex. Seriously, mate. Just have a bloody wank and support your wife. A dead bedroom is a serious thing in a relationship, but you should be able to cope without pulling ya bloody hair out. And nothing you've said suggests it's a permanent thing. If it's something that persists after the everything has calmed down, then have another conversation. But in the meantime, just look after your urges. Get a flashlight if you have to. Listen to me. She's already depressed. Understandably. She's got a lot going on. Do you really think that the best way to support her is to say you can't wait for sex and go have it with somebody else? I get that you're suffering too. But this is one of the times you're going to need to step it up. This won't last forever. Your relationship can come through stronger. Or you can hurt her. And you will. Whatever she says. From what you're describing, you're not poly. She just doesn't have the energy for sex right now. And tear things apart. She said it so that the onus isn't on her anymore, even though she doesn't really want you to do it. Be kind. For a lot of women, sex is very mental. If she's overwhelmed and depressed, it's just not gonna happen. Is there anything you can take off her plate to reduce her feeling of overwhelm? Like doing more around the house, giving her some alone time to unwind, etc.? As for her depression, is she seeking help? If she's on meds, they could be impacting her libido as well, and her doctor could adjust those or add meds to reduce sexual side effects. I can appreciate where you're coming from and how it makes you feel. Your needs matter too. But if I were in your shoes, I'd masturbate, consume porn, whatever you can to meet your needs without using a hall pass. I think that would be detrimental.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. obvBurner-Acc is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.